There's just something really special about a good R&B album. It's not just about like catchy hooks or, you know, just like popular songs. It's like the vocals that bring you in, the production is really good and everything just flows together. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Zipporah and I talk all things music and media. So I want to talk about R&B albums that I personally would rate a 10 out of 10. Just to preface, none of these albums are in order. I'm just listing the albums. And I think I'm going to do multiple parts because there's so many good albums, like how could I fit them all into one video? But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But let's get into it. So before we get into the albums, I want to give you guys my criteria for why I think they're a 10 out of 10. And I have my iPad here for notes. So the album has to have top tier production from beginning to end, incredible vocal performance, and the album has to have an effortless flow. So it has to feel like an experience, I'm also going to factor in things like songwriting, impact, and, did the album stand the test of time? So if I were to listen to this album 20 years from now, 30 years from now, is it going to hit the same? But yeah, let's get into it. The first album I want to talk about is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And I know nobody is surprised that this album is here. I'm sure it's expected that it was supposed to be here. But yeah, I want to start off with that album. Honestly, everything about this album is actually perfect. The storytelling, like you really feel the emotion from each track, especially with the dialogue playing at the end of each song. Like it really keeps you drawn into the album and you really feel what Lauryn is saying. And the mix of rapping and singing, like chef's kiss. And yeah, this album, every time I listen to it, I think it just gets better and better. And also as I get older, like the album becomes more relatable. When I was younger, it's like, you just listen to the songs just because they sound good. But I didn't really understand what she was trying to say or like the message she was trying to get across. I also know that some people consider this a hip hop album or like a fusion album, which technically it is, but I feel like it's more R&B than anything. But I feel like that's also what made this album so great for its time, because not many people really tried to do something different. And she was able to fuse soul, rap, R&B. Most people just stuck to one genre during that time, but she did it so well. Like it's crazy. And then she won 5 Grammys. Like what else could you possibly say? Like Lauryn is that girl. Like what? But yeah, I think my favorite thing about the album is the interludes, like the classroom chats. Like I feel like it really gave the album like a proper structure and it provided more depth into the album, but it was just done so well. Like it 10 out of 10. So the next album on my list that's a 10 out of 10 is Mama's Gun by Erykah Badu. I cannot talk about R&B, especially like if we get into neo soul and like the subgenres, without talking about Erykah Badu. Like that would be so distasteful. For starters, the album front to back is full of nothing but bangers. Like every single song is a banger. This was hard to pick, either this or Baduism, but personally I think this album is just a little bit more perfect. If I could describe this album, I would say it's like a warm, smooth album. Like it makes you feel warm. Like Orange Moon, oh my gosh, Green Eyes, the way she was singing, it's just like, it's like hypnotizing in a way. The production on this album was very organic, like the jazz, the funk, the soul. Like she blended so many different genres and like executed it so well, of course, because that's Erykah Badu. But the entire album just flows so smoothly. And getting into the lyricism, AD 2000, like her speaking about activism and like death, like it was so moving. Like even going back again, like this album came out when I was a kid, so being an adult now that I can actually grasp the concepts, really understand and like feel what she's saying, like it just hits so much harder. And even still, like Erykah Badu raised an entire generation, like my generation. I feel like that says enough for itself, like the impact that she has especially on today's artists, like the jazzy, soulful, like cadence of her voice. Like, yes, Miss Badu, the queen that you are. The next album is Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. This one is more of a fusion also, but I feel like for the most part it is R&B, even though Amy does tend to like steer to like a jazzy sound, like soul jazz sound. But I feel like I had to include this project, and I feel like people don't appreciate it enough. I remember when this album came out, me and my family, we bought the CD, and when I tell you we wore that CD out, like we wore that CD out. This was during Amy's like big run, but this album has nothing but straight bangers too. Let's get into it. Like Rehab, You Know I'm No Good, Me and Mr. Jones, Just Friends, Back to Black, Love is a Losing Game, Tears Dry on Their Own, Wake Up Alone, Some Unholy War, He Can Only Hold Her, and Addicted. Like me, a 10-year-old, I think I was like 10. No, I was 7. I was 7 years old. I was singing this album like I was going through heartbreak or I just lost my man. Like, but Amy's vocal ability throughout this whole project, to be honest, every one of her projects, but this project in particular, like her vocal ability, I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's like the jazzy, soulful sound of her voice. Like it was just perfect. It was literally perfect. And even her storytelling, especially her going through her own personal issues with like substance abuse, the visuals and the storytelling throughout the whole album is just really, really captivating. Like her singing in Rehab or Just Friends, she really makes you feel the emotions that she's describing in the song. And then the production, oh my God, the production. Like they don't make albums like this anymore. It's sad to say. Like a lot of R&B soul artists don't make albums like this. If I played this album today, I feel like it would still hit the charts like it just got released today. So for the last album, we're going to talk about Freudian by Daniel Caesar. Now I know this is a controversial topic. You know, he's canceled to some people, not canceled to others. I still listen to Daniel Caesar. I don't keep up with everything, but I still do listen to his music. But this album, like y'all, we cannot act like this album is not one of the greatest R&B albums from like the 2010s. The storytelling, it's so vivid. Like, and Daniel's vocals, he knows how to really evoke an emotion out of you. Like you will sing the songs on this album like you're going through the exact same thing that he's going through. I think that's what really makes good R&B. Like I want to feel what you're feeling. Like I need to hear it, but I want to feel it. But throughout this album, he talks about the topics of like love, heartbreak, being vulnerable, and like the spiritual aspect of things. I would say Freudian is like a love letter. Like he's confessing his love and like pouring his heart out. And his vocals, like that man can sing. That man can sing, y'all. It's so smooth and like silky. Like I used to say that I would hire Daniel Caesar to come and sing at my wedding. He just has that voice. I think one of my favorite things about this album is the use of like guitar riff. Like throughout the whole project, it's just like it carries the song. It's done so beautifully. Another thing is the features. So he had Kali Uchis. I never know how to say her name. Kali Uchis on here. He had Sid. He had her. Like I thought those were perfect features for their respective songs. So like Best Part, oh my God, we already know, everybody loves that song. Get You, you already know too. Those songs are so perfect. And Sid on Take Me Away, I love Sid so much. This album is truly an experience, and if you haven't listened to the album, I would highly recommend that you check out this album. I saw someone say that they would describe this album as like how love makes you feel, and they said like it's messy, it's you're vulnerable, it's painful, it's beautiful, like all of the things. And that, I think that is the perfect way to describe this project. But yeah, I think that album honestly like set a different tone for R&B, because Not many people were doing that at the time, and they still aren't doing it like that. It kind of set a higher tone, I would say. So that's it for my list. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, if you agree, if you disagree. I'd love to chat. I'm open to discussion. I'll probably do another part where I talk about more albums because there's so many. These are just some of the ones that came to mind. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Me, a 10-year-old, I think I was like 10. No, I was 7. I was 7 years old. I was singing this album like I was going through heartbreak or I just lost my man. Like,